Okay, so first I want to start off by saying the Saturn and Scorpio video, part two of the dissertation. The dissertation video will be up soon. I just have to finish the artwork and like revise it so that, the titties don't get flagged. And it's not like, YouTube didn't shut me down completely with part one. It's just that, they gave me a kind of like a warning, I guess. And so now I'm in the process of explaining to them that it's really a scholastic study. Like I'm not just being a horn dog. I also want to give a shout out to my boy Kenji, east to the west coast, you already. Because I had a dream last night, and it pertains to like me staying in the dark more. I know it sounds kind of odd, or it might sound kind of odd, and I might come out with these masks, so don't be surprised if you see me like selling masks soon. Not to cover your face for breathing wise and stuff because of the pandemic, but because of going to sleep at night. Making sure that it's dark as possible when you're sleeping can really impact your dreams in an impactful way, should I say? Because my dreams are getting like stronger. Last night in particular, I had a strong dream that showed me something that pushed me to do this video. This video was kind of in the making already, but I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna do this dream. So, well, I'm gonna not really talk about the dream, but I'm going to talk about what it pertains to. So this is an energy update. This pertains to all signs. All signs, please know where your sun sign horoscope is so you know where these planets are when I explain these placements, because that's how you'll figure out what house it pertains to according to your sign. Okay? So yeah, let's get into it. So this is something I want to talk about, right? Right now, the planets are in a place that is really in great harmony. It's really in great harmony. I mean, all of the planets are either in sextile positions or they're in trine positions, and it's really flowy right now. So, and you may say, well, damn, why is so much happening? Or why, that's probably for another discussion, because it'll take too much from this video. But I'm telling you, I'm looking at the stars. I'm doing work for clients. I'm doing work for school. I see it. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like beautiful. Moreover, this is a beautiful time for Mars being inside of Pisces. And the reason why I'm putting importance on that is because Mars will be leaving Pisces soon. So what I'm saying is this energy update is for Cancer season in particular and past that, but definitely putting emphasis on Cancer season, because when Mars enters Aries, Mars will be squaring the Sun and Mercury in Cancer. Mars will also be squaring 3 planets that are conjunct in Capricorn, which is Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn. So you got to think about this. I mean, you don't have to, but I advise all of you to think about this. Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example because this kind of like let me know. Well, not a fact, no. I'm going to give a well-rounded general explanation so it doesn't get tricky like that. So what I see here is Mars potentially becoming irritated with people of influence. These can be wealthy people, Jupiter being in Capricorn, that have a deep philosophy or meaning of life. This can even become religious institutions. So if you see any flare-ups about media, things pertaining to religion and stuff like that, you may see irritable individuals with a hot head, and whether they move on those types of things is something to be discovered. We don't know yet. So hopefully this update can prepare all of you who are listening to be aware of these types of or to be aware of this type of awareness you may obtain during this time. Then you got Pluto there in Capricorn as well. So this is a planet of personal power who says, well, I'm going to survive by any means. At the same time, is going to notice where their inadequacies reside and say, well, something's got to be done about that as well. We don't know if there's going to be some corners cut in order to do that, or some ruthless type of activity. Squaring Mars, though, you don't know. It can happen in a flash of a second. So I'm telling you, prepare. Also, with Saturn there, it may be a discrepancy against some types of rules or regulations. You can already imagine what that might be. So here you have Mars squaring all of these planets, pretty much 5 planets at a time. Excuse me, I should have known to cut this damn refrigerator off before I did this. Y'all already know though, bear with me. I forgot. So, boom. Yeah, Saturn is in a place to where Mars is squaring it, so the rules and regulations might become irritable for individuals, as well as restraints or delays that are put on the individual to move. So Mars, an action planet, not being able to move, if Mars is not able to be productive in some type of isolated action, then you can understand that there may be some type of discrepancy here, right? So I'm telling you to use your imagination. I'm not going to be doing no fear mongering shit here. I'm not going to say that this X, Y, and Z is going to happen. I'm going to say where the energy is and the potentialities that it can produce according to the characteristics of the signs and the planets. So, just to refresh people's memories, think about where your sign is so you'll know what house it is. So as Pisces, I know a lot of Pisces listen to my channel. That would be your second house when Mars goes into Aries. So that'll be your personal placement of touch, tangible five senses, your materialistic attitude. What are you doing with your money? Are you saving it? Are you spending it? With Mars there, you might be spending it. So I'm saying, what are you spending it on? Now, of course, there can be some combative ways that may come across you, right? And if you're more the warrior type, or you got to do what you got to do, I understand. So let's say you take that route. Your expenditures may be on something that defends yourself. Your expenditures may be on something just to, let's say you're isolated. Now, this doesn't have to be all bad. Let's say you're isolated. You can't move like that. Saturn's effect is, preventing you from moving around the way that you want to. You may be investing in things that can earn you income, Pisces, because you're going to be stationed, right? So whatever type of avenues you can invest in that can earn you income, possibly from working from home, from maybe being mobile on a website or something while you're traveling to A to B, where you can travel, if that's even a thing, right? So I'm just giving you examples. Let me just throw another sign out there so you can understand. For you Capricorns, it's going to be in your fourth house. So there may be issues at home. There may actually be some conflict at home, whether it's amongst your family members, whether it's against or from an outsider attacking your family in some type of way, verbally, any kind of way. It's going to reside in your fourth house. Maybe it's something that occurs that impacts your savings to where you have to go into your savings account and use some money for some expenditures, and those expenditures may be on the home, right? Let me bounce around to another sign so people don't feel left out. Let me talk to my Libras. There's a lot of Libra energy in the air lately. I might drop the Libra song soon. Should I drop the Libra song, y'all? Just leak it on YouTube for you to hear. You know what I mean? It's going to be on the deluxe version of the Air LP. I just had to sneak that in there too. Drops on June 21st. Cancer Season Presents. So get that on iTunes. There will be a link up there for that as well. Nice promo segue, right? Okay, back to Libras. So Libras, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th house for you Libras. So it might be some discrepancies with your lover, your significant other, and if not, it might be within some type of contracts that you've put into motion or trying to negotiate. It may be more fiery than your temperament, right, Libra, because you want a fair deal. You want to bring calm and serenity, and it should be congenial, but the other side might be like fiery and snappy and standoffish and making you not even want to make the decision. Now check this out. Mars is going to be in Aries for the rest of the year. That's right, for the rest of the year. So for those who, and I had to make this clear too, so those who are putting emphasis on the Mercury and Saturn square, right? Look at it like this. It's going to be short-lived. You got to survive a month pretty much. Once things get to Leo season, Mercury and the Sun will be merging into the sign of Leo, which will be forming a trine between Mars, Mercury, and the Sun. So some luck and some opportunity is going to come from that. Should you be able to hold tight, you'll be able to take advantage of those things. Now, on the other hand, Mars being in Aries for the rest of the year, that means it's going to be square the rest of those 3 planets in Capricorn for the rest of the year. So, it's up to the individual to understand these things and find out what can happen based upon these energies for you, what you can make happen and what you can avoid, what you can prevent. And I also want to make clear of this, just because of this Mars thing, and I'm putting emphasis on, there are other things happening in the universe that are very promising. Like I said, right now is like the most harmonious time in the universe that you can be if you look at these planets. Well, maybe the conjunction in Capricorn can cause some intensity that maybe is not all positive, but for the most part, if you have a positive or productive mindset, should I say, it's the contrary. But here nor there, right? Stick to the lesson at hand. These planets produce a lot of sextiles and opportunities. There's a couple of trines as well. Like for instance, there is and then there's even a sextile between Mars and Venus, right? So let's talk about the upside of that. Venus is in Gemini, Mars is in Aries. So for that time period, there's going to be an opportunity to make some money. So of course, along the lines of communication, probably, or something that's working with the hands. Maybe you guys are doing some construction out there. Maybe you're doing some do-it-yourself projects at home, fixing up chairs, upholstery, or some shit like that. It'd be some opportunity for that. Again, along the lines of communication, maybe community, some work in the community that produces some dollars, as long as you take action on it. Apart from that, though, you got Uranus, which has a sextile with Neptune. So think about how you can put visual imagery online on the internet, and I say that because Uranus rules over the internet. You know what I mean? Especially pertaining to like beauty care, makeup kits, you ladies out there, eyebrows, and all your glamour stuff. You could get that on real well. There's an opportunity for that, and that opportunity is going to be long lasting because these are gradual moving planets. These are generational planets. So yeah, everything dealing with self-care, nice soaps sudding up your body and shit like that. Yeah, think about that. Now there's also a sextile between Neptune and these three planets that are conjunct in Capricorn. So again, glamour world, pictorial stuff, imagery, photography, huge right now if you're doing it as a business, because this is Neptune sextiling these planets, right? If you want to get your Pluto on, you may be more mysterious about it and more alluring about it. You may put more emphasis, and it might be an edgy kind of dark side coming out. Hey, I'm just giving you ideas and tips if you want to put your artwork out there during this time. It's the type of stuff that you can look at. Also, taking your time to actually make your art look impactful, instead of doing rush jobs or just playing around and publishing. Take your time with it. Maybe even if you pay someone to do it to make it look that official, it can get this type of quality about it that speaks Jupiter volumes. And it may cost you less than the average person, not the average person, or what more established companies are paying for these projects to be done. You understand what I'm saying? So here you come with a more low budget, and yours is equal, if not better than these jobs that are being produced. There is an opportunity for this, I'm telling you, and it's in this process. There's an opportunity for you to become authoritative when producing this work, because the planets are aligned that way to show you this. So again, I'm stressing there's a trine between Uranus and these planets inside of Capricorn as well. So what does this indicate? Taking advantage of the internet, ease and luck. Things you place on the internet may have not been working for you before. Try it again. Try it now. You may see some unexpected change that catapults you and says, oh, I can do this shit. I can do this shit. And not only that, because all of these planets are lining up to say that I can do it too. Like it's very harmonious. Take advantage of that. Let me see. So yeah, there's a trine between, for Cancer season, for you musicians out there, you artists, you models. Again, Pisces is trining the Sun and Mercury during Cancer season. Put your work out. It may work better for you than you believe it can. Put your work out. All right. So this is the forecast. This is the energy update for all of these planets until the end of the year. Well, pretty much for the end of the year, because these are a lot of stationary planets. Okay, the sextile between Mars and Venus is going to change eventually. Again, I spoke about the square between Mars and Mercury, and the Sun. That's going to change during Leo season. For the most part, though, the rest of these planets are going to be where I said that they would be, making these aspects. Take advantage of. If you have any questions, like you want more detail, get inside of the comment box. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm out.